Recording the police should be the first that comes to your mind during an interaction, just like how this guy pulled out his camera when cops tried to break into his home without a warrant. The officer should face severe punishment for her actions. Breaching privacy while threatening someone? That's not how our country's police should behave. Things might have gone smoothly in the last case, but they didn't in the next one. A private investigator was sitting in his car when he got the police called on him by a homeowner who thought he was suspicious.
So you're sitting here trying to articulate reasonable suspicion. I've got a call that you were parked in front of a bus stop, and then you were relocated here. This is what was dispatched to me.
Okay,
and you're parked in front of somebody's house. This is not a normal place for people to be parked.
Okay.
And I am asking you to identify yourself.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to, by law, identify yourself. I need your ID, sir, to verify who you are.
I have to identify myself if you suspect me. Florida, is this a Terry stop? Am I being detained?
You are, right now. Yes, you are.
Under suspicion of what crime, sir?
Loitering and prowling.
Do you know what loitering is?
I do.
Under the statute,
Here's
loitering?
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license here in a minute, or you're going to go to jail for resisting.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to give him a license, then I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on you for violating my Fourth Amendment
totally
right.
allowed to do.
Name and badge number, sir?
My name's Munson, MONSON 544 for recording.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you my Florida Investigator's license, which is acceptable to identify myself. This is incredible.
Cops just have this impulse to demand ID. This is what they get their power trip from. But this PI knew the Constitution.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What county is this? Alachua County. Do you all violate citizens' rights all the time? No response to that, deputy? No response to that. Suspects me of no crime. I haven't broken the law. Under the threat of arrest, has required to give me identification. Now somehow my identity is going to quell his suspicion of whatever it is he has of me. I asked for a supervisor.
If you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor, we're more than happy to do that.
Well, you got no problem sitting here detaining me.
Do you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor?
I asked for a supervisor. I'd like for you to call a supervisor. I'm glad you got a smile on your face while you're violating my rights. Did you take an oath to the Constitution, deputy?
I did.
Ought to be ashamed of yourself. Unbelievable. I suggest you refresh yourself on the law and what reasonable suspicion is. You go ahead and smile now. I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. Apparently you boys in blue don't know how to break that line.
Hoffman, 1031 to 69 is 5429. Valid Class A CDL license requires 2021. You need the number?
54. Anyone else in the vehicle?
So now you're illegally running me through David. Boys just don't know how to uphold the law.
There's no public record exemption on tags, right?
Public what?
There's no public
Yeah, but you
record
also
exemption
know
on
there's a
tags.
state, you have to have a reasonable cause to run my tag through David. That's why that state trooper, that's why the Florida Highway Patrol trooper got sued, right?
Okay, sir, listen. If I ran your emergency contact, look at your emergency contact information.
Just a minute.
That we're not on.
6429 with the valid details till October 31st.
You know, we got stuff.
May I ask why you're running my tag?
Run your tag. Because you're parked in front of a house you do not live in.
Is that suspicious?
That's the bottom line.
Is that suspicious?
It's very suspicious. You don't even live here. You're
Oh, in this
from
time and
out of
age,
town.
right, with terrorists and everything, right? At this time and age.
Okay. You need to move your vehicle out from in front of your house.
Why?
So you need to move your vehicle out from your house.
So you're saying it's illegal for me to sit there?
Is there even a shoulder? You're parked in the grass. Is there even
It's
a
an
shoulder
easement,
there?
33 feet from the center line. Are you giving me a
You're
lawful
free to go.
command?
You can go. Or you can wait for the supervisor to come.
I'm going to wait for the supervisor.
Please do. Don't go back in your vehicle.
Why can't I go back in my vehicle?
Because I'm standing out here and I don't know what's in your vehicle. If you want us to stand here to wait for a supervisor, I'm good with that. But because of the way you're acting, I'm not going to let you get back in your vehicle unless you leave. Because I don't know what's in your vehicle.
So can I not stay on the side of the road?
You can get in your vehicle and you can leave.
But I can't get in my vehicle and sit there.
Or you can stand right here and wait for the supervisor because I don't know what's in your vehicle.
Are you going to stay here and wait as well?
I'm going to stand right here and wait with you.
All right. So once again, once the supervisor leaves and you leaves, am I allowed to sit there and stay there? That's a simple yes or no question.
Why are you sitting here?
I am working.
Okay, where are you working?
That's none of your damn business.
Had this much problem.
None of your damn. You know why? Because you don't have people who know how to stand up for their rights and can't stand arrogant, illegal acting cops. That's why. You came here. You've required me to show ID when I didn't have to. I'm sitting on the side of a road. I haven't broken a law, and you abuse your authority. That gun and that badge doesn't give you abusive rights.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do you have a house?
Do I have a house?
Do you live somewhere?
No, I live under a fucking rock.
See, now you're being sarcastic, and I'm just asking you honest questions. You're getting upset. I'm not even
think?
So you live in a house. You got private property, right? So you, in your experience, if somebody was parked right in front of your house like that vehicle is, would that rouse your suspicion?
Perhaps, yeah.
Would you call law enforcement?
No.
You'd probably go out and handle it yourself.
Probably.
Would you arm yourself and go out there and do it?
May or may not.
Okay, well, not everyone has that courage, sir. They're not as brave as you. So that's when they call us, because this is who we swore our oath to, the citizens of Ohio County.
All right.
So I came here.
Yep.
Now I have to verify who you are.
Well, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. See, you think this is funny, Deputy?
No, I do not think
Let's make it serious. Let's talk to each other, two gentlemen, okay? You do understand the Fourth Amendment, right, Deputy? What does the Fourth Amendment guarantee?
I'm not going to sit here.
See, you don't want to talk about something. You're going to lose that.
You keep shutting me down. I'm trying to explain to you what's going on.
No, you're not. You're avoiding it. I'm answering your questions, and you don't want to answer mine. I have a Fourth Amendment right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution that says I am free from illegal search and seizures. There is Florida statute which states in order for me to ID myself, again, listen to me carefully, in order for me to be required to identify myself in the state of Florida, I must A, be under arrest, or B, you must have RAS or PC that I have committed a crime or am about to commit a crime.
Exactly.
You have none of those standards. You have come here and say...
You didn't even listen to me. You didn't listen to what I said.
Then go ahead.
I tried to explain this very nicely to you, sir.
Suspicion.
I have, and that's all I need. Reasonable suspicion that a crime is or about or has been committed.
Am I in bizarro world, or is this deputy not understanding the English language? Okay, listen to me once again. In order to require me to ID myself, see, you don't want to listen.
Going in circles.
No, because you're not listening.
Here for the supervisor. I don't particularly want to talk to you anymore. You're free to get in your car and leave.
No,
if you want to get in your car,
you're not listening.
Leave, or you can wait for the supervisor.
What crime do you suspect me of committing or about to?
Now that I've identified you, none.
Did the ID speak to him? What kind of ludicrous behavior is this? Now they waited for his supervisor, but something tells me they aren't going to be any different from this tyrant.
Stand over in front of my car.
I'm not still detained. You have no control or custody over me.
You're not coming near me.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, you're not coming near me. You're gonna.
I'm not coming near you. I'm looking to see what this deputy. Make sure you don't get a rifle and shoot me. You know, you cops aren't known for shooting people. So back to my point where you were embarrassed because I caught you in a, because you can't state a crime that you suspect me of committing. You want to say suspicion. Suspicion is not a crime. Loitering, which is also contempt of cop, that standard's also not met, because under the Florida statute, you must give me a reason to articulate why I'm in the area I am. I explained to you that I'm an investigator and I'm working. So that quells your interest. I tell you, man. You all wonder why cops are being shot in the street. I'm a certified interrogator. I've been doing this job for 16 years. All right? Look at your body. Look at your body language.
You can't have a conversation. I tried to have a conversation.
What are we doing now?
All you're doing is jumping up and down.
I'm jumping up and down.
You don't know anything. You're being insulting. You're being rude. But you want me to be nice to you.
I'm not asking you to be. I'm not asking you to be nice. You haven't been nice to me. You violated my Fourth Amendment. You're telling me what to do and what I can't do. You told me I can't stay there when I have every legal right to sit there. See, you think that's all okay. Because once again, you have that gun and that badge, and you think that gives you the right to tell people what to do when you have no legal authority to do so. You can't deny any of that, can you? See, your body language is saying I'm absolutely right in what I'm saying, and you're embarrassed about it.
So, I'm so glad you got that figured out.
Yeah.
No, you're genius. You got it all worked out.
Yeah.
You're fast here in the direction. Private investigation. Sure.
Yeah.
You got it all worked out.
Guarantee my fucking IQ's higher than yours, buddy. Guarantee.
Maybe.
Yeah. No maybe about it.
Maybe.
Guarantee it.
It's possible.
I'm smart enough to not violate people's rights. I'm smart enough to expose corrupt cops. Yeah. Just like I exposed your ass.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm gonna just go wait up at my vehicle.
Yeah,
I don't
listen to me. Do not go. I do not know what's in your vehicle.
I didn't say in. I did not say
You're
in.
gonna either wait here or you're gonna leave. You're not going in that near that vehicle.
I'm just gonna go stand
You're not
over
going
there.
near that vehicle. I do not know what's in that vehicle, and the way you're acting right now, I don't trust you. You're gonna either stand here, wait for the supervisor, or you're gonna tell me you're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get in our car and leave.
Am I being detained?
How would you like to? What did I just tell you? You can leave, but then we're leaving. That's the bottom line. If you're going back to the vehicle, we're going to get
Go ahead and leave. I'll wait for the supervisor.
She's not coming up here by herself. I can tell you that right now. She's not. And I would not allow her.
I'm
to
such a scary guy. Is it okay if I put my ID back in my wallet?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have no weapons on me.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to make any furtive movements. Make sure you don't pull your weapon and shoot me, okay?
Sir.
The supervisor finally arrives. Let's see if she's more sensible than her junior or not.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. My name is Mike Hoffman.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Phillips,
Your ID number, Sergeant Phillips?
409.
Okay. Has this officer explained to you what's happened?
It's my understanding someone called in about your vehicle being parked on private property.
Okay.
All right. And then that you weren't happy with the way they were handling it, and so
Okay.
they called me.
May I ask you, is what I'm doing sitting here, is that a crime?
If this is private property, yes.
Okay. It's public easement, is it not?
Without looking at,
You know what public easement is,
I know what an
correct?
easement is,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Now, you're a sergeant, so I know you've been on the force for a while.
Correct.
I'm sure, although not semantically accurate with the law, you're probably accurate enough to know how far easement goes off the road. And the fact that someone pulled right off the shoulder is on public easement. I mean, if you would give me that much? Okay. Let's go with this. Let's assume that I'm on public easement. Where I'm parked, is that a crime?
well, let me ask you this. Do you have a purpose for being there?
I do.
What's that?
I don't need one. I will articulate to you why I'm here,
Okay.
but I don't need one. I can be simply parked there for no reason whatsoever. Will we agree that is not a crime?
Well, I'm not going to argue right now, easement or not, okay? I'm saying right now we're here for a reason. Someone called us to come check out your vehicle and what they're doing parked in front of their house.
And that is totally acceptable, and I have no issue with that.
Okay.
I think you're doing your job
Right.
there, and I think that's your job, and I
Right.
have no issue with that.
Okay.
Where I draw the issue is when this deputy over here demanded under the threat of arrest for me to ID myself, when I clearly articulated to this deputy, by the U.S. Constitution, I'm guaranteed a Fourth Amendment right. Not only that, under Florida statute and Florida Constitution, under Florida statute, he must either have RAS or PC that I've either committed a crime or about to commit a crime.
I'm going to stand over here if you don't mind.
Yeah. About to commit a crime before or be under arrest before I am required by law to present an ID.
Hold on just 1 second.
So now these deputies are going to try to find a reason to jam me up. Okay, so do you agree with what I just said?
Well, let me, like you said, we're here for a reason.
I don't
okay?
disagree.
All right. So when we make contact with someone, that's the first thing we do is identify them so we know who we're out with.
That's your
okay?
policy. I agree with that. But again, I'm talking about the law when he has a right to demand under the color of authority code, U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which is deprivation of rights under the color of law. When you all put that badge on and take an oath, you become what's under the color of law. You have authority given to you. And he must meet certain requirements in order to use that authority under the color of law. What he did was threaten me with arrest if I did not give him ID. I articulated to him that he had to have certain standards met to demand ID from me. Isn't that correct?
Have you, at any point, have you given them ID or no?
I had to. He said he's going to lock me up. He said he was going to arrest me.
Okay, so you provided ID. Obviously,
Under the threat of being arrested.
Okay, so obviously we know who you are.
Yes.
All right, and you said you would explain to me your purpose for being
I'm
here,
an investigator, as I explained to him.
Private investigator?
That's correct. Before I gave him my ID, I said, look, I'm an investigator, I'm working. He wanted to know who I was working. I told him it was none of his damn business who I was working. And actually, under the law, if I'm not allowed to tell law enforcement. I can get in trouble with the law if I tell you who I'm working.
I don't...
Statute 493.
Well, I know in the past when we
What?
have
I never asked you.
I'm sorry?
I never asked you who you're working.
Okay, would you like me to stop the video?
Hold on.
You want to stand fast on that, deputy?
Listen, I'm standing here to help. Okay, just...
Yeah, but he just told a lie.
Okay, well, I know in the past when people are working as a private investigator, they will call our communications
yes.
to let them know I'm out here at this address so we don't get calls like this, right? So we could have avoided this whole situation.
No, that's not necessarily true, and you are correct. That's something we normally do. It is a courtesy. It's not a requirement.
Right.
But I have found in the recent past, irregardless if I call in or not, I'm approached. I've had deputy tell me it doesn't make a difference if you called in. I have to come out and approach you. So it does no good to call in, and at times calling in has got me burnt on cases. So I use my discretion on whether I'm going to call in or not. This wasn't my starting point, so normally when you do call in, it's from a starting point. I can't call in every time I go mobile.
Move location?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. So it would be a nuisance for me to call 5 or 6 times when my subject goes mobile. Okay, now I'm at this location. It's you know what I'm saying? So now again, I acknowledge what you're saying. You are correct in that. But let's get back to the semantical part and why I'm upset, why this deputy violated my rights, and I want to lock you down on that because I feel you're being somewhat invasive in that. Look, I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I'm an activist in my personal life. I've been an investigator for 16 years. I'm ex-law enforcement. He wants to say it's a joke because it was in Department of Corrections. Okay, whatever. It was 20 years ago. Whatever. And I say that just to try to get some professional courtesy. Bottom line, Sergeant, he violated my Fourth Amendment, and he thinks it's okay. He thinks he's done nothing wrong. I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on him, but I wanted to start. And nothing. Look, I'm not kidding myself. Nothing's going to come of it. All right. I've been doing my activism for years, and it's not a thin blue line. It's a thick ass blue line. I used to be part of it. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But I have an issue. I want this gentleman first of all, I want you to acknowledge
I guess like you said, if you're prior law enforcement, corrections, whatever, and you said professional courtesy, it seems like you would have extended that to them.
I did. When I got out of the vehicle, I raised my arms, told him I had no weapons, I lifted my shirt up, I turned around to give him officer safety so he has no concern. Okay. That's his immediate concern. Am I a threat to him?
Right.
Okay? I expelled that threat. Then I came over and we were talking, and he says, well, I want your ID. I said, well, deputy, I said, please don't get me wrong. I know where this is about to go. I explained to him I'm an activist in my personal life and I stand up for my rights. And I explained to him it's not that I don't want to give you my ID, but because I'm an activist, I stand firm on my constitutional rights. I explained to him about the Fourth Amendment, and I explained he doesn't have a legal right to demand my ID.
We're here for a call. We're here for a purpose. It's not like this was a self-initiated call. We got a call from a citizen. We have a legal right to be here.
Yes.
And
yes.
to find out who you are and know what you're doing.
But see, you don't have a legal right to ID me. Are you? And I'm looking for nobody will answer. When I confronted him on that, he wants to turn around and laugh and smile. But what I said, is it not true or is it true? And I'll repeat what I said. In the state of Florida, for a Terry stop, okay?
This isn't a Terry stop.
Exactly. It wasn't a traffic, and I'm not required to produce ID. This is not a stop and ID state. In the state of Florida, under statute, in order for me to be required to ID myself, you must either suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, and you must either have PC of that or RAS. He kept on saying his reasonable suspicion was just suspicion. That's what he thinks his standard is for me to be required to ID. And I asked him, sir, suspicion of what crime? And he's like, I don't think you committed a crime. I have suspicion. You're suspicious. You're here. Do you see where I'm going?
I do. But I guess I would like to, at this point, move on, though, and try to get this resolved. I'm sure you obviously have a job to do, right? You're on...
But how's it going to be resolved?
The supervisor wanted it to be water under the bridge, and her ego didn't allow her to even scold her junior officer for doing something wrong. It was pigs defending pigs.
I would like acknowledgement, and if you don't feel comfortable, I'd like for you to say so for the record. Am I correct in my stance about what he needs to demand ID, or is he right? Because again, he threatened me with arrest. It's all on video, his and mine. I will be filing a PRR to get that video and that audio. He's confirmed to me it's all on audio and video. I have mine. I missed most of it because I wasn't recording it right away. It wasn't until he threatened me with arrest that I'm like, well, shit, I need to turn my camera on. You know, this guy's going to put, and he told me, if you don't get your ID out, I'm going to take you to jail. I'm going to arrest you. That's a threat. He's threatened to do bodily harm to me, kidnap me. And I know that may be a funny term, but legally that's what it is when he doesn't have the authority under the color of law to do what he did. And then you know what he tells me? I forgot about this part. He says, I can't be there. He told me to get in my truck and leave. I said, I'm working. I have every right to be there. Then he wouldn't let me go back to my truck. Thinks I'm gonna go get a weapon and shoot him.
Okay. Well, he does officer safety.
Well, no, it's not. I'm not being detained. He doesn't expect me to come around.
No, you're not being detained. But anytime, like on a traffic stop, when we approach a vehicle and someone needs to get something out of their vehicle, we walk with them.
But it's over with. He was done with me. He said I couldn't get back in my vehicle until he left. He doesn't have any right to control me like that.
All right. Like I said, you're here on a job, and I know you said you won't tell us who you work for or whatever. Is there any way that we can confirm that you're here doing a private investigate? Or
I gave my investigator's license.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry.
Ma'am.
You didn't tell me that. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I ID myself. That was my ID.
So we know who you are, we know who you work for, and that's why you're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you talked to... Give me just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
On the public appraiser's website, and of course, the easement somewhere here doesn't exactly identify who...
On state roads, it's 33 feet from the center line.
This isn't a state road.
Let me finish. I believe on county roads, I know I'm right on state roads. I believe county roads is 13 feet. I believe. You know, so I state that because I'm not absolutely sure. State roads, 33 feet. So, again, you know, it's no sense in
right, like I said, I want to move forward at this point and try to resolve it. Obviously, like I said, they were here on a call. She's, you know, a mom, young kids. She's saying, I guess there's a bus stop right down here.
I have no problem with none of that.
So when they show up and make contact with you, they have a right to ask for your identification.
Ask. They have a right to ask. He does not have a right to threaten me with arrest, which he did.
Well, honestly, right when they show up on a call and they ask for your ID and you refuse to give it to them when they're here for a lawful reason, that could be considered resisting without. That is an arrestable offense.
I know the subsection for resisting without violence. It's not. See, do you see where I'm going with this? You know, I'm an activist. I'm pretty well versed in the laws. I do this in my personal life. I've been arrested 3 times. I have 2 cases going to the Florida Supreme Court.
Okay.
One of them is over this very same matter, which I'm about to sue the state for $5 million. All right, so I think I'm pretty well versed on what I'm doing. And again, you all can't use, and I apologize for my tone and my what could be perceived as hyper. Yeah, the guy threatened to arrest me, man. Take my freedom away. And he doesn't have a right. You all can make excuses or try to justify it. Yes, you have every right to be here. A citizen's concerned.
To identify you.
You don't. Ma'am, you're a deputy. Do you know what the law says? What does the law say?
Because we're here on a call. Like I said, we did not self-initiate. She calls in a suspicious vehicle. She doesn't know the vehicle. She doesn't know if there's someone inside the vehicle. So when we get here, we don't know who you are. We don't know if the bus stop down here, if you're waiting to kidnap a kid. We don't know if you're a sex offender and not supposed to be by a bus stop. We don't know all that until we identify you.
But what does the law say about you demanding ID? That's what I'm asking you to say, because that's what this whole issue's over. We're dancing around it with every other thing. I don't disagree with you on anything you said, except the semantical point of demanding ID. I mean, and again, you've yet to answer that. I've told you 3 times what the law says, very succinctly. And you've not yet acknowledged it or denied it. And I would think a deputy of the statute of sergeant would be pretty well versed in what it takes to demand ID under the color of law. U.S. Code 18242, deprivation of rights under the color of law. Okay?
Well, you're convinced that you're right based on your knowledge of the law and stuff like that.
Will you do this for me? Will you research it today? And just out of I would say professional courtesy, but I'm not going to get any. You're not at all. You've been very polite. You haven't threatened me with violence or arrest. You've been very polite. You've been patient with me. I appreciate that more than you know. There's many times I get the attitude these 2 deputies have shown. This guy here don't want to open his mouth, and this guy here thinks everything's a joke. Okay?
As the auditor said, a good lawsuit is the only way to teach these corrupt cops a lesson. If you thought these cops were annoying, the ones in the next video put an innocent woman in jail.
Sorry, please don't take it out of my hand.
Let me have your driver's license
No,
so I can cut you a
required to
citation.
present it. Hey!
Take a picture of me, you understand?